Frank Ragnow of your Detroit Lions. You are now tuning into the official new hotness, the One Pride podcast presented by ISN. This is your source for all Detroit Lions news, rumors, pre- and post-game day breakdowns. Go Lions.
What is going on, YouTube, and welcome to Detroit Lions Talk with Mike or Mike. We got the One Pride podcast. We talk all things Detroit Lions, news, rumors, analysis, breakdown, and everything regarding our team. And I got a new member, Jamie Ward. Shout out to you. That came out of nowhere. Hey, I will be doing live streams with my members. I'll make sure to add you to my list, throw you on my videos, and I really appreciate that, Jamie. You are a boss. And I am here with none other than Mark Orem from Orem's Forum.
What's going on, Mikey? How's everybody doing today in the chat, man? Let's go. Let's talk some Lions football.
We have a lot of news regarding our Detroit Lions, just a lot. Before we get into that, we're going to say what up to Ethan Day, Kev'd Up, a member as well, Corey Bateman, Zach J, Travis Doyley, who is a member as well, Big D73, One Pride 40, Zach J, the newest member, Jamie Ward, appreciate you. We got D-Town. What up, though, D-Town? The Gridiron Blitz. Welcome, buddy. And Frog Crop, another member. The members are rolling out today. Hey, I appreciate you all coming in here. Folks, I don't know if you've been living under a rock, but the Detroit Lions made some moves. And we're going to start with yesterday's move, the addition. Hey, Mike Taft, Chastity, what's up? And none other than B. Taylor, the Beast himself, the Beast incarnate, and D. Williams. Welcome. We made a move. We made a move at wide receiver. What do you think about the move? What do you think about the wide receiver we got, Mark?
You know what, man? It's a solid little jump start. I'm not going to get too excited over this move. It's a guy, man. It's a big-bodied guy. Been in the league for a bit. Tyrell Williams, 6'4", 205 pounds, playing with the Chargers. Got himself undrafted out of Western Oregon, too. So played 4 years for L.A., San Diego. Got himself a nice contract for the Raiders. Looked good, too, man. He's basically a number 2 wide receiver. I'm not going to get too excited over this signing, but we needed a guy that could stretch the field, and we needed a guy that could run some good routes. It upgrades our current wide receiver room right now, but it's not a total upgrade over guys like Marvin Jones or Kenny Golladay, but it does help out the receiving room for now. And Jared Goff needs more, so I expect some more additions coming soon.
Brendan Backstorm, William Cook Jr. Hey, I appreciate you stopping in. Jeremy from Facebook, he says, have a question. Does this mean they don't tag Golladay because of the cap situation? Go Lions, what's up? D-Town, everybody, what's up? No, I totally believe they're still going to tag Kenny Golladay. Look, when it comes to Williams and what we got, he is a compliment number 2 wide receiver, in my opinion. $6 million contract, and, it could be $4 million if he doesn't produce due to his injury history. That's not going to change anything when it comes to Kenny Golladay. I fully expect them to tag him and or work out a long-term deal, Mark Orem, for him. Does it change anything to you that we got this wide receiver?
I don't think it really does either. Cap situation will work out itself. They're making cuts as we speak, man. They're trimming the fat. There's going to be guys gone, so this just helps. And you can't really let Golladay walk anyway. So he's going to get tagged. And then you try to work out a deal with the guy, and then if you can't, like we said before, then, oh, no, man, you got Kenny Golladay for a year, okay? Then that's fine. But I think they're trying to work on a deal with the guy and get Goff some weapons.
Richard says, any chance Marvin Jones Jr. comes back to the D? I give this about a 1% chance, in my opinion. I think he is gone. In my opinion, you're probably going to end up going to the Los Angeles Rams with Matthew Stafford. But this, in my humble opinion, is his replacement, and he's not coming back here. What do you think? Do you think Marvin Jones Jr. has a chance there, Mark?
No. Hey, and what's going on, Richard Segan? He's a friend of mine. I know him from Windsor, Ontario. What's up, brother? No, man, there's no way that Marvin Jones wants to come back here. He did his time here. It was almost like a sentence. So he did his time here, man. He's looking for greener pastures. He's looking for a ring. I could see him going to LA or somewhere that's at least going to be a contender, man. He's not coming back to the D, unfortunately.
Go Line says, I like Corey Davis. I do too. I like Corey Davis as well. I think that would be a good option here. With that said, I don't think that's happening because of Kenny Golladay. I do believe Kenny Golladay is coming back. Whether that be if it's going to be a tag and trade, I don't know. I really do think he's coming back, though, for the season. Corey, new member, shout out to you. Hey, 2 members today. Absolutely awesome. I will make sure to put you on my members list. You'll be added to the videos. Make sure you watch the videos all the way through. And we do live shows. That is not on here. It's just for members only. And I appreciate you becoming a member. DG, we basically swapped Trufant for Tyrell Williams because we gave Tyrell 6.2 and Trufant freed up 6.2. 100%. Let's talk about Trufant. Mark, what do you think about Desmond Trufant being cut?
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Desmond. It was nice not knowing you. You know what? This is good because at least Tyrell Williams is going to produce for us. You know what I mean? He's going to come in. He should be healthy in 2 to 3 weeks from that shoulder surgery that he had. And Desmond Trufant he never cut it here, guys. He was hurt prior, even coming in. I think he was with Atlanta. I forget who he was with prior to that, but he was even banged up in Atlanta. We took a shot on him when Darius Slay got cut or traded, whatever it was. And then he came in. He tried to be the next guy, but it just never worked out. And he was just too banged up. And I'm glad because they needed the money, man. And then they actually got a player that can actually produce in Tyrell Williams.
Does
so I actually
work
like
out
that.
Is Avery Giovanni, Spirit of Detroit podcast, folks. He is a new YouTuber for the Detroit Lions. I love his content. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Go ahead, throw your link in there, Avery, and my guys will subscribe. B. Taylor, I think you'd really like his content personally. Let's see, Travis Doyley, I think we should tag Kenny Golladay and Josh Reynolds. Any thoughts? Woo, $5 super chat. Shout out to you, Travis Doyley. Yeah, I think we are tagging Kenny Golladay. What do you think about Josh Reynolds, Mark Orem?
I like Josh Reynolds, man. He's got some familiarity with Jared Goff over in LA. He's a free agent, man. It'd be a nice little signing. He could be like a number 3. He'd probably come to be a number 3, but then you're taking away reps from Quintez Cephas. I guess Cephas could still learn. I like a Josh Reynolds signing. You can get it really cheap too. Like I know
cheap.
That word is kind of taboo right now, the cheap, but that's what we kind of have to do, and it's what the Lions fans should get used to right now because we're in a retool, rebuild, whatever you want to call it, and we're not going to be spending a lot of money. So I think a Josh Reynolds would be nice, especially with Goff since he knows him from LA.
Make sure you guys hit that like button. I see we got 58 in the chat with 23 likes. Let's get those likes up to at least 50. Now, I'm with you. Folks, I want to stress this to all the Lions fans out there. If we don't go big in free agency, we're not getting the big names. Don't go hog wild on Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. Why is that? Because the last regime killed us with these contracts. You got to understand. The Trey Flowers contract is hurting us this year. Halapoulivaati Vaitai contract is definitely hurting us. And we just acquired Jared Goff, in which I don't mind. With that said, it's still a lot of money on the cap. So we are cash strapped. Blame the last regime because that Trey Flowers and Vati Vaitai contract is a killer. And it's hurting us. Also, we're trying to build through the draft. Let me repeat that. Build through the draft. And when you build through the draft, you tend to hit the draft harder and just complement with some pieces in free agency and not going all in and all wild. Oh, the Gridiron Blitz. He says, any chance on a Tate reunion? Golden Tate was just released from the New York Giants. What say you, Mark?
You know what, man? I wouldn't mind a Golden Tate reunion. He liked it here in Detroit then, and again he'd come on a nice little cheaper price tag. He's still only I think he's only 30. I think he's only 30, 31 years old, so he's not too old. I wouldn't mind a Golden Tate reunion, man. It'd be nice for him to come back, but I probably don't see it happening.
I don't see it happening because I see him probably wanting to go to a team that's closer to competing. Maybe even watch again the Los Angeles Rams. He may be attracted to Matthew Stafford being over there. I just don't see him coming to a team like us. Hopefully, again, he doesn't go to a team we got to compete with all the time, because I do like Golden Tate. I think he's a good player, this, that, and the other. I just don't think for us he will want to choose us for that facet. DG says, I say we either tag or trade Golladay or give him 15 to 16 mil on a big 4-year deal. Nothing more, nothing less. Don't want to lose Golladay, nothing back in return. When it comes to Kenny Golladay, reports came out. We don't know if this is confirmed. He turned down a $16 million contract. So if that's the case, he's not going to come back a 15 to a 16. It'd have to be a 16 plus. What would be the most you pay for Kenny Golladay, Mark Orem from Orem's Forum, for a year or, a 4-year contract, just adding the years up? What would you think would be him? Around 17 million?
I'm probably thinking like 16 and a half, $17 million. I really wouldn't want to go over that number, guys. Because if you tag him, what is it, 16 million or 15 and change? I forget what it is. What is it, Mike? If you tag him for 1 year. It's
$16.4 million for the wide receiver position if you tag him. So when he does get tagged, that will be the amount. So you're going to assume if he's going to want to get a contract, it's going to be plus that. And if they wanted to work that out, yeah, he's going to be asking for a little bit more.
That's the thing, too. Like when you tag the guy, and then all of a sudden there's no real talks going on about his contract for an extension, then he probably doesn't like the number that the Lions are actually offering him. So he thinks he's an $18, $19 million guy. I've read that he also thinks it possible up north in the 20s.
No.
If he's thinking that, yeah, he's got to go, man. But you can't really let the guy walk. If you do, I guess you're going to get a third for him because somebody's going to pay big for him. But good luck, and if you're paying over $17 million.
Let me know in the comment section why for yes and for no. Do you want the Detroit Lions to sign Kenny Golladay? Would you pay for over $18 million for him? It's simple. Just why for yes and for no. Christian Monsour, he says, what do I got to do to get my question heard and asked? Well, I got to see it. This stuff goes quick, and if I don't get to your question, all you got to do is just repeat it, and I will answer it when I see it. He says, who should we draft with the pick at 7? I already know who you want. Who do you want? Because he may not know.
Who do I want?
Yeah, I already know.
The guy I still want Micah Parsons, man. I want the game-changing linebacker, the guy that's going to get to the quarterback, the guy that's going to live in the backfield, make plays. The guy had a crazy tackle for loss stat. Like it was like 15, 16 tackles for loss 2 years ago. He came in as a freshman, recruited as a defensive end, moved the middle linebacker, and was told he was going to play linebacker. Led the team in tackles at Penn State as a freshman, has only started one game. Then he beasted out in 2019 again, had over 109 tackles total. He gets to the quarterback. He does everything you want in a football player. He's a leader on the field. He's got some character concerns, but I love the kid, and I think he's the real deal, and I think it's a guy that you build around.
Regarding the Golladay, we got yes, no, no, yes. B. Taylor with the big no. Buffed up, yes. James, no. Travis Doyley, yes. Go Lions, no. Corey, yes. Holy smokes, this is a mixed bag. It's like 50-50 here. Yes, no. Grid, no. Bostrom. Wow, so we got a mixed bag here. This is like 50-50 split. This used to be the old, if you're a Stafford fan or not a Stafford fan type of deal going on here. That's hilarious. When it comes to this 7th pick in the draft, what I'm looking for is simple. I want the best player available if we can't trade back. I'm definitely looking to trade back, in my opinion. I want to find a deal that we can get more picks. Currently, we got 6 picks in this NFL draft. I'd love to have more. Brad Holmes is known for getting quality players in the mid to late round. If you get more of those draft picks, guess what, folks? You have more chance to have studs in your team That's what I'm looking for. If we're forced to take a player, if Penei Sewell is there, I'm taking Penei Sewell. If he somehow falls there. Look, Jamar Chase, I really like him, even though he's a wide receiver. If he fell there, I would love to have Jamar Chase. I'm afraid of I'm afraid of Smith, man. He's a small wide receiver.
Yeah.
Devonta Smith they're reported that he was at 166 pounds
I heard, yeah, man. I heard just recently, I think I was watching Colin Cowherd, and I heard they were talking about how he was afraid to jump on a scale a couple of weeks ago because he's 163, bro. 163.
Oh.
He played at like 173 in college. I don't know if that's WWE numbers. You know what I mean? 173. Maybe he's smaller. The kid is that he needs to like drink some soup broth. He needs to eat a sandwich, man. He needs to eat some ramen noodles, bro. He needs to get that sodium in him, man. He's frail, man, but he's such a heck of an athlete, though. He's a phenomenal wide receiver. I'm not knocking him, man, but man, I don't know if he can withstand the punishment in the NFL.
I don't know. That's tiny. D-Town says Rashawn Slater. I do like Rashawn Slater as well. That would definitely be an option I would look at. If you build that offensive line very strong on the right side, imagine DeAndre Swift and running the football, Jared Goff, Los Angeles Rams. What made him good? What excelled their team to the next level? They had an outstanding running game with Todd Gurley because their offensive line was good. And then obviously the play action with the big play. So that is something they definitely could look forward to. What do you guys think in the comments section? Devonta Smith or Jalen Waddle? Waddle, if you think he's better, or are you worried like me about Smith? That's a small guy, no doubt about it. And we got a super chat from Travis Doyle. He says, I don't want a wide receiver in the first round. If we take one, I'd want Jalen Waddle. I think he's better than Chase. Okay, so he thinks Jalen Waddle is better than Jamar Chase. I do like Jamar Chase better, but I actually like Waddle better than Smith just because his size scares me. We got W here. We got Waddle, Smith. Okay, so 2 Waddles, 1 Smith. A dominant offensive line can take you to the playoffs. They can. Let's talk about Kyle Pitts, the tight end. Now, this has come up. I've heard it on 97, Won the Ticket. I've heard many people talk, don't take a tight end, don't take a tight end. If Kyle Pitts runs a sub 4.50 in the 40, would you take him as a wide receiver?
Oof. Would I take him? Wow, that's a tough question, man. Thing is, man, you got to make sure he can play wide receiver because I know there's a lot of teams out there that still think he's just a tight end, man. But if you watch this kid play, he is unguardable. He's a man amongst boys. And I did a little thing on him. I was watching him. I was watching a lot of tape on him lately. He is. I hate to say it, man, but I'm going to say it anyways. He's Calvin Johnson. I swear to God, he's Calvin Johnson in college. Okay, I'm not saying that he's Calvin Johnson as a pro, but he's just a linebacker can't run with a guy, bro. He can't run with a linebacker. Can't run with him, and a safety in corners can't guard him. He's unguardable. He just really is. Now, does that switch over to the pros? That's a whole other story. But he could probably play wide receiver in the NFL. I know there's teams that want to possibly switch him over. So I don't know if I take him, man, at 7. I think I'd probably take him maybe over Devonta Smith. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, my worry here is we took a tight end last year. With that said, if he runs a sub 4.5, he's not going to be available at 7. I mean, that is what Calvin Johnson ran, a 4.4, right?
4.4.
When he ran, and this guy is a big body 6'5", so 4.50. I think he'd be picked up before the Lions pick, and that would actually help the Lions out if they wanted to get another player. Now, I see people in here talking defense. Let's get some defense. Yeah. The thing is, with the 7th pick, Micah Parsons is the real only viable option with that 7th pick. Maybe you can look at a Patrick Surtain. With that said, I do not want to take a cornerback early in this draft.
Yeah.
Who would be some options on defense if we traded back for defense? Say we decided to go to the 15th pick or whatever. Who would be some options you would look at?
Yeah, there's guys like the defensive end that I really like. I like the kid out of Miami, Gregory Rousseau. I think he's a nice option. 6'6", played really light in college, but apparently I've read that he's up to about 265 right now. He played way lighter than that in college. He's a guy that opted out, but he's a guy that can get to the quarterback. He's long, he's big. I like him. Maybe a Barmore, defensive tackle out of Alabama. He reminds me a little bit of Ndamukong Suh, man, when you watch him play, man. He's explosive, lives in the backfield. He's just a gamer. He's just a baller. There's a few guys we can grab there. If you want to, you can maybe grab the kid out of Notre Dame, too. I forget his last name.
Owusu-Koramoah?
Karamoah.
Yeah, I like that guy. That's one of my favorites.
He'd be a guy that, for sure, man. He'd be a guy I'd definitely take a look at. His size does concern me, though, playing at 215. He might even play safety in the NFL. So
correct.
I'm not even too sure yet, man. But there's guys, man. There's guys, but we have to drop back. Like you said, Mike, you're 100% spot on, man. Parsons at 7 makes sense, but other than that, anybody other than that, man, you're going to have to drop back.
Now we got B. Taylor. He's with me on the Owusu. We got Kwity Paye. We got Payne, Christian Barmore. Ooh, and I just lost a little list there. I love Barmore. Hey, you build the interior. We got Rousseau. Hey, Rousseau would be a good pick if you can get a little bit back, because I think he could be between the 12 and 15 range.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Joseph Asai from Texas. I like Asai. I had him in one of my mock drafts. We got Slater here. Aziz, he's a beast as well.
Yep.
Micah Parsons. There is options for sure to go defense, and I think that the Lions really need to focus on defense. If you are a Lions fan and you've seen last season, you know that this defense was in a world of hurt, and it's important to get better. What are some players that they can look at in the mid-levels, the second rounds, the third rounds? What are individuals you can see? I got mine. I like Javon Holland, the safety out of Oregon. I think he's going to be a stud. I think if the Lions could get him in the third round, we got 2 third-round picks, throw him in that young secondary, and you're looking better because you got Will Harris, you got Tracy Walker. I'm not sold on those two, Mark.
Yeah, man. I like the kid out of Pitt. I like Rashad Weaver, maybe in the second round, maybe day 2. I like a guy like that, man. Hopefully a guy maybe like a Zaven Collins could drop into the second round. I really like him a lot too as well. Who's the other guy? Andre Cisco, the other safety. If he could drop, I kind of like him as well too, man. There's a lot of guys coming in the second round that are going to be really good to help your team out defensively.
I do like Jabril Cox. I think that could be an option. I think you probably fall to the third round. Maybe Nick Bolton falls to the second round. If the Lions have a chance to get him, that'd be a good linebacker to get. Dylan Moses has fallen like crazy. Every mock draft now, he went from second to third. Now he's landing in the fourth round in there because of his injury history. You got Xavier Collins. Yes, he's good. Obviously, Jabril Cox. A lot of quality players in defense in the mid-rounds, and I think that's what's vital for the Detroit Lions here. We got Brad Holmes who can find these pieces, because unfortunately, it's going to be offensive heavy in the beginning first round of the draft. But we're probably going to draft a wide receiver. I don't know if it's going to be first round, second round, third round. But what round do you want to get a receiver? Would that be first, second, third, fourth, or fifth, or sixth? Seventh, even though we don't got one. Yeah. And if it's not the first round, is there someone that you could look at maybe attacking the third round or the fourth round?
Well, if they're going to go maybe third or fourth round, man, I like the kid Dwayne Eskridge. That kid is Tyreek Hill 2.0. He's probably going to be the fastest wide receiver in the draft, I'd say. And he's built just like he's if you actually just like look at the kid and you watch him play, he plays just like Tyreek Hill. He's got those feet. He runs nice routes, man. He's got good hands, explosive. So I'd take a shot at a kid like that in the third round if he's there, maybe even fourth.
Christian Mansour says, do you think we should take a cheap wide receiver in free agency and focus on defense on draft night? I think there's going to be one wide receiver we get left really in free agency that's going to be an impact, and that's Kenny Golladay. Maybe they go for a cheap route for a depth type of guy. But I really don't see us doing a big splash at receiver besides our own guy and maybe, again, a depth player. I love Marvin Wilson. The dude's a beast. Probably could get him in the third, late fourth round. The guy's a monster. Tylan Wallace, that is TA's guy. He loves Tylan Wallace. Make sure you check out TA Noble Sports. Got great content for sure. If you got questions, folks, we may have answers. Go ahead and just throw it in the comment section. We're going to take questions today and start our mailbag segment a little bit early because it is a skeleton crew on the One Pride podcast, and I want to hear from you. So let your questions heard. Who is the next individual that's going to get cut, Mark? Who do you think is going to get? Do you think Justin Coleman could be on the chopping block? Jesse James? Who's another individual you're looking for that the Lions could let go?
Yeah, all the above right there, bro. What you just said, all the above there. I can see maybe Nick Williams getting cut, the defensive tackle. I can see him getting cut. Jesse James, Coleman, like you said, possibly Kerryon Johnson. There's going to be a lot of guys getting cut here. Danny Shelton could be a cap casualty. So it's going to be a handful of guys coming up, guys. It's going to be a handful.
Nick Williams, even though, hey, he responded to me on Twitter, I think he's an individual you can look at that could get cut for sure. There's quality player. Harmon is not even on the team, I don't think. He's a free agent right now. What do you think our weakest position on the team is? This is the easiest answer I've ever had. Easiest question I've ever had, and this is linebacker. It's really pitiful for the Lions right now. The linebacker position is in a world of hurt, and they need to address that in the draft and a little bit in free agency. Christian Jones, I love that one, Big D73. No doubt about it. What do you think your weakest position looking at the Lions roster is?
Oh, I agree with you, Mike. It's definitely linebacker. It's 100% linebacker. That's why I really love Micah Parsons coming out. He could just be a building block for that linebacking room. I want him to take at least two linebackers in this draft, and possibly one at free agency, like a Matt Milano from Buffalo. So it's definitely the linebacker room, Mike. 100%, man. There's just there's really no dodging it. You know what I mean? There's no dodging it.
Travis Doyley, thank you for the super chat. $5. Shout out to you. If we were to draft a safety, what round are you looking at, and who would I like? He says he likes Paris Ford in the fourth round. Hey, fourth round's not too bad as well. Again, I am stuck on my guy, Javon Holland from Oregon. There seems to be always a guy I'm kind of stuck on, and that's my guy, the safety there. But yeah, I think maybe in the third or fourth round or fifth round, they could go safety in that position. I don't think they're going to address it in the first round, obviously. And definitely, I don't really think they're going to address that in the second round as well. Yeah. So, I'd kind of look third past that round. Who do you think will be the kicker this year? Who do you think? Do you think that we're still going to have Matt Prater? What do you think?
You know what? Yeah, you know what? I keep forgetting about that. I keep forgetting that he's a free agent, and I've heard it's been really quiet if he wants to re-sign here. So I don't know, man. You know what? I'm not too worried about the kicking game. You always find a good kicker. But the Prater made some big kicks for us over the years, man. Let's see how much money he wants, and then maybe we'll sign him back up. But as for now, I'm not too stressed over the kicking game.
Kyle Van Noy, we draft him, trade him to the Patriots. He signs with the Miami Dolphins. They release him. Do you want Kyle Van Noy to come back to Detroit?
I don't. I don't want Kyle Van Noy coming back here, man. He badmouthed his organization the second he left. Remember?
Yeah.
He badmouthed us, man. He had a couple decent years in New England. Got a, I think, overpaid contract for Miami. I don't think he's that good of a football player. He's not trash or anything like that, but no, I don't want Kyle Van Noy. Sorry, man. No.
Look, I got Kyle Van annoyed when he trashed Detroit, so I'm just ready to go into a different direction. I really want to build this team through the draft. I love that philosophy. I love that concept. I like getting some guys in free agency for compliments, but I also like to get those thumbs up. We got 37 thumbs up, 79 in the building. Let's get to 50 thumbs up and get that going. Christian says, what is the strongest position we have on the team? I said the offensive line is look, we're in a world of hurt for this team. Let's be honest. But I think the offensive line is actually fairly okay. You got a left tackle there. The issue with the right guard, right? But we got Frank Ragnow, Frank the Tank. Jonah Jackson's very strong. The issue is Terrell Crosby. Is he going to be the guy? Vaitai, is he going to be the guy? Joe Dahl going forward. What do you think there, Mark?
I'm going to agree with you again, Mike. It's the offensive line for sure, man. You got Decker on the left. You got Jonah Jackson, the solid rookie that we took out of Ohio State at left guard. You got the beast, Ragnow, a top 3 center in the league. And then when you get to the right side, it starts getting a little bit dicey. But I'm expecting Logan Stenberg this year maybe to step up and do some things right there. At that right tackle spot, too, we need some help. Vaitai, I don't think is the guy, man. I never really was too keen on that signing from the get-go. He's a good run-blocking O-lineman, but he is horrific in pass blocking. And we need to shore up that pass blocking at right tackle because he's lost out there. So you fix that right side, and it's okay with maybe 1 or 2 guys, and it's definitely the strongest unit, though, out there right now, for sure.
What do you guys think in the comment section? What is the strongest position for the Lions? Just let me know. I see. I love hearing from the fan base because we kind of are in a bubble. You know, we're sitting here, we talking to each other, but I want to know what everybody else thinks because, hey, maybe their opinion and their idea is better. Travis Doyley says, who do you want us to get for free agent? I want outside linebacker Tyrus Bowser. What do you think about Bowser, bringing him in? If you could get a linebacker, who could it be? I mean, there's a couple free agents that may be out there for linebacker. Obviously, you got Van Anoyd, right? We got
I like that one.
we got a really good linebacker out of Arizona Cardinals. They may franchise tag him, though. We got the linebacker coming out of the Buccaneers, my favorite. So who are you looking at?
Oh, like I said earlier, man, I like Matt Milano, man. I like the kid that played in Buffalo for the past couple of years. He suffered a couple injuries, man, but he's a good linebacker, and that's the guy that I really like, man. Matt Milano, man. He's versatile. He's versatile. He can cover. Man. He plays the run well, and he can get to the quarterback. So he's just a pretty solid linebacker. He's not a superstar or nothing like that, but he's just a good football player with some good character, and he just plays the game tough. I like Matt Milano from Buffalo. Be nice.
You know, I love Levante David. Man, I wish we could have him.
It'd be nice, man.
He's such a beast, but I know he'll probably re-sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh my God, he's a monster.
Yeah.
What position you think the Lions need? Well, you know, would be a really easier question. What position doesn't the Lions need? Let's rank it. Let's go ahead and rank it.
Okay.
And we'll go from worst to least. In my opinion, I think linebacker is the position of need 1, right? Edge rusher, defensive end 2, interior defensive lineman 3. I think those are really important. I think we need a safety. Will Harris scares the living daylights out of me. I did not like that. Another linebacker 5.
Another linebacker.
I think wide receiver is on there, even though we got Tyrell Williams. I think that it's still on their position of need. What say you, Mark?
Well, I'll go position of need in my point of view. I'll go linebacker 1. We 100% need a linebacker. I think we need another defensive end. 100% we need another defensive end. I'm almost tied with defensive end and defensive tackle there. It'd be nice to get Trey Flowers some help, get a nice penetrating defensive tackle that could help him, free him up a little bit. You know what I mean? That's 3. And then I'd probably like another safety because, like you said, Will Harris scares me a lot.
Yes.
Will Harris scares me. Tracy Walker had a little bit of a down year last year. I'm not sure what was going on there, but he had a pretty bad year last year. He was supposed to be the year that he stepped up. So I would like to see him, and then another safety, and then I would like to see wide receiver, maybe at 5, wide receiver at 5, and then get a backup quarterback, and then like another running back.
I want to see Chase Daniel released.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. I don't want to see Chase McBurger Daniel. Shout out to the Gridiron Blitz for naming him. I think the Lions I think we can go in a different direction regarding that quarterback position.
Yeah.
Who do you have picking in the first round, Mark? So this question is to you. Who do you got?
Picking in the first round at 7?
Yeah, not who you want, but who do you think the Lions are going to take?
Okay, who do I think they're gonna take? I think, man, I have a feeling. Really, I have a feeling that they're gonna stay put at 7, and they're gonna draft. They're gonna draft an offensive lineman. I think they're gonna take Rashawn Slater. I just have a feeling.
Okay.
I have a feeling they're gonna go right tackle, and I think Sewell could be off the board by then, or he couldn't be. Who knows? But I think they're gonna take Rashawn Slater, man. At 7, him or Parsons. I still think they like Parsons, but who knows?
I swear, if they got Penei Sewell and Javon Holland, I'm going to be doing backflips because I could buy the jersey for both of my teams, Oregon as well as the Detroit Lions. Let's see here. Let's see some questions. I do believe Levante David staying there. I seen that. Build the inside out, fellas. We need defensive linemen over linebackers. Hey, D-Town. Hey, I have no problem with that at all. If they decided to go Barmore and build that interior, I'm with you fully. You win through the trenches. What makes your linebackers look better, folks? Defensive linemen. And you got to stop their run. So I have no problem. If that's the route they went, hey, they got Barmore, Marvin Wilson. You're calling me one happy camper.
That'd be nuts, man.
That would be nuts. That would be nuts. Honestly, honest odds, we trade down at 7. It all depends on what, in my opinion, what the Jets do and what the Philadelphia Eagles do. Yeah. What quarterback is going to be available at the 7th pick? And I think that will be adjusted. Also, free agency. We don't know what's going on. Is Wilson going to stay with Seattle? What team's going to need a quarterback? They're going to want to trade up. I think go ahead, and Steelers are not on that list anymore. The Colts are not on that list anymore of jumping, but you got the Patriots. They're going to want a quarterback. The Washington football team, San Francisco 49ers. These teams are going to want quarterbacks. Who doesn't have one? And if there is a Trey Lance there or a Justin Fields there, team may get aggressive. So it all depends. I give it 50-50 chance. This is such a weird year regarding the NFL draft because of what happened with the outbreak, with the pandemic, and players that did not play last season. And there could be 4 quarterbacks taken in the 4 first picks. We don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Mike. You nailed it right there. I give it about a 40% chance.
Okay.
I give it about a 40% chance, maybe a little bit less. But it's like you said, it all depends what quarterbacks are there. It all depends who's there. And if somebody likes, if a Justin Fields or a Trey Lance is there and there's guys behind us like Carolina, Washington, New England, maybe even Dallas, you never know. That like a quarterback, man, they might try to jump another team and make a go at one of those quarterbacks. But I think it's going to be about a 30% chance.
Folks, you see these YouTube channels on here. I want you to subscribe to them. They got Chat Sports here, Michigan Football Report with James Yoder, a great channel. He's got 12,700 subscribers. Infinite Sports Network, Noble Sports Entertainment. They're all in my description, as well as the Gridiron Blitz, Troxel Sports Talk, Mark Orm from Orm's Forum, who's on with me, and Two Tone Zone. And lastly, and not least, you got On the Warpath, Let's Talk Lions, and The Dern. Subscribe to those channels. And, hey, it's all about getting that content out, and these guys love to do so. Getting that Detroit Lions, that Kool-Aid flowing, and we get into it. Mike, do you think that Holmes was talking up quarterback draft class to lure in teams to trade up? Very possible. No doubt about it. And see, this is what you want out of a general manager.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happened last year was a travesty. Nope, we're not taking a quarterback. Well, you just killed any trade possibilities.
Yeah, and just leaving it at that, right? And just leaving it at that. Unbelievable.
Because you didn't want to hurt someone's feelings. I definitely, Corey, 100% with you. I fully agree that was the case for Brad Holmes. Now, he could take a quarterback, but no doubt about it, that was done purposely. What about you, Mark?
I totally agree, man. He was like, I love all the quarterbacks in this draft class. That's awesome. That's what you want your GM to say, right, Mike? That's what you want your GM to say, man. You want your GM to say, man, I love everybody. And everybody is going to be possibly picked. And if you want him, you better come get him. That's basically what he's saying. So that's what you like to hear from a competent GM that is trying to lure some teams. I love that, man. I love the way he did that, and it's just a smart move by him.
What XFL team do we see Daniels being the water boy for? I don't know. We got to talk to The Rock and see what he's cooking. I don't actually know the team names. I don't really watch the XFL, and I don't know what's going on there. Would you do a Russell or Dak Prescott swap? No.
Oh Lord, no. No way, no. Travis. No.
Dak Prescott's want like some crazy amount of money. I mean, we're talking above $38 million. And Russell Wilson, I want him to stay on the NFC West so they can beat the Los Angeles Rams and get us a better draft pick.
Yeah, I don't want him coming to Chicago, man. That's one of his teams, man. He wants to possibly play for.
Wow. I'm worried. We can't have him go to Chicago. Don't do it, Chicago.
No, man.
We've been dealing with Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. We don't need a Russell Wilson over here. Who is your guys' least favorite team in our division? Mine is the Bears. Mine is the Green Bay Packers. That is my least favorite team in our division. What about you, Mark?
You nailed it, brother. That's my least favorite team. I despise the Packers. I can't stand them, and I can't stand their fan base. I just can't. I can't stand their fan base. They're the most arrogant fan base next to the Dallas Cowboys, for sure.
D-Town's making a statement here, and he says, drafting Slater is more important than any free agent or draft move we can make. Protect Goff and block for Swift. Hey, I agree. If you can protect the quarter, imagine having Slater or a Penei Sewell on that right side, Decker left side, Jonah Jackson right guard, Frank Ragnow center. Who's going to stop that? Okay, that is a recipe of running the football just like Dan Campbell is. He's definitely that type of guy. Phenomenal. Do you think that's a good priority to do that? Take the right tackle, Slater or a Penei Sewell?
I think it's a solid move, man. It's a building block, especially with the O-line you have right now, because it's not just a move that you're just doing because he's BPA right there. That's a move that you solidify that O-line for the next 5-6 years. You know what I mean? Because you're young all along the line there. You're pretty young. Decker's still fairly young. Decker's what, 28 or young?
You know what I mean? Yeah, he's not old.
So and I think he's a top 12 left tackle in the league, top 15 at worst. He had a pretty solid year this year, man. And you, like we said, you got Jonah Jackson, Ragnow, one of the best centers in the league. If you add a Sewell or a Slater, that's beautiful. You can't go wrong, man. And then your running backs will thank you, and your quarterbacks will thank you later.
They will definitely thank you, and they'll say, praise be you. Zach J, great question here. Which player do we see making a big leap this year with the new regime? This one's easy. Jeff Okudah. I think he's going to make a much bigger leap this year because, first off, our defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn, was a defensive backs coach. Coming in here, I think he's going to simplify what was taking place. You got the chance for him to actually go to mini camps and have training camp with a competent regime, as well as the fact he's healed. And I think that is going to be the guy who makes a fairly big leap. What say you, Mark?
Yeah, I'm going to say DeAndre Swift makes a huge leap. And gets over 1,200 yards. I think he's going to be really good this year, and he's going to add a ton of yards through the air as well, man. He's going to help out Goff a lot in that passing game. I'm going to say definitely DeAndre Swift, and make himself a Pro Bowl berth in his second year. I like him a lot.
Oh, I like Swift a lot too, and I think he can really do damage. Again, if we solidify this offensive line and we are a more balanced football team, in which we are going to be, he could definitely have a giant impact if he could stay healthy. Let's talk about running back position. Who should we attack the second running back in free agency or in the draft? This is a huge question. Everybody's split on this. Mark, what say you?
What's the question again? Say it again, Mike. Sorry, man.
Who can be – we got a number 2 running back position that we're going to probably go ahead and attack. Free agency or the draft. What should we do it in? What player would you look at? Because, yes, it's just a number 2, but, folks, we do have injuries, and we are going to run the football more than we have in the last 12 years.
Yeah, there's a couple guys I really like. I really don't want to draft anybody, though. I'd rather concentrate. I'd rather concentrate on if they're going to draft. I'd rather concentrate on defense or O-line or even a wide receiver. Free agency wise, I still really like Mike Davis. I have this little thing for him right now, man. He's 28 years old, man. He really stepped up for Carolina. Ran really well for them when McCaffrey went down. That's a guy that I really like. Or they could go like maybe a Todd Gurley. He's still only 26 years old.
Yeah.
Has a lot of familiarity with Goff, Brad Holmes. He could be a guy they could lure over for a 1-year deal, man. Get one of those guys to help out Swift. I think it'd be nice.
Now, I think when I looked at Todd Gurley, I don't know if I released the video yet or not. I did a video, a bunch of running backs in free agency. What I assumed is his contract's going to be a 1-year deal of around $5.5 million, 2 years of around $11 million.
100%.
That does worry me a little bit because of the cap space and his knee injury history. Another individual I want to talk about, and actually the Gridiron Blitz talked about this, is Malcolm Brown. Just like Frog Crop just said right there, shout out to you for literally reading the mind here. Malcolm Brown coming from the Rams. He is young, and I think he could really be a cheap player to come in and be a complement to DeAndre Swift. So if you're looking free agency, I would look at that. Maybe they had, because they're going for connections here. Remember when Dan Campbell said players with connections? And obviously there's a couple teams. You got the Chicago Bears. You got the Los Angeles Rams, the New Orleans Saints. There's teams that he's familiar with. So maybe look at free agents from there. And Mark Ingram could be an individual. He was with the Saints. So that is definitely true, just like that was said right there. Yeah. Would you trade back and take Bateman or Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah? I would definitely trade back. One Pride 40. Interestingly enough, I did a mock draft and I traded back and took Owusu-Koramoah at the 19th pick. Got the first round pick with the 19th pick, next year's first round pick, and a third round pick. Koramoah would be a nice fit. I think if he can put on a little bit of weight, 10, 15 pounds, he'd be the same size as Lavonte David, linebacker. That'd be a beast. Bateman is a very good wide receiver.
He is good.
Very underrated. Look, when it comes to Master Bateman, this guy knows how to grab with one hand and grab that ball and make sure it's secured. What do you think about Bateman and the possibility of the Lions trading back and getting a Bateman?
I like Bateman for sure, man. He's a really solid linebacker, solid wide receiver, out of Minnesota there. He's probably a guy that's going to slip into the second round, though. But I do like him, man. I like how tough the kid is, and he'd be a really nice addition to that wide receiver room. I don't think I'd take him in the first, though. I don't think I would take him in the first, man. I probably like him more in the second round.
Jacob Walters says Detroit needs to consider McNeil pass rushing defensive tackle from South Carolina at their second pick. Do you agree? McNeil, the defensive tackle.
Oh, that's a guy that I haven't really been looking at too much. You kind of stumped me on that one, man. I got to do some more homework on that guy then. Sorry, guys.
Same here. Trade to 9 with Denver and their second. Hey, that would be legit to pick up a second-round draft pick to move back 2 spots. I'm down for it. I would definitely take that trade.
Oh, for sure, man. They can do that, man. That'd be really nice.
No doubt about it. One Pride 40. Do you believe free agency is overrated? No, I don't think it's overrated. I think that people put too much cash into it. Like, you have to get the most expensive guy because that will make your team better. In the truth is this, that if you get a player, look at Albert Complainsworth. You get this guy, you pay him a lot of money, doesn't do well. Trey Flowers, you pay him a lot of money, it doesn't do well. I think it's important free agency that you pick up the right players at the right price for the right team and personnel. Like, it's got to be the right situation. You can do good. Look, Marvin Jones Jr., free agent, very good pick. Nate Burleson was a good pick. I think you can find quality players, and that would be the route I would personally go, but not just to spend all the money and be like the Washington football team getting Albert Complainsworth. What about you? Do you think it's a little bit overrated?
I don't think the whole process is overrated. I think sometimes with the longevity of it, with this, where is this guy going to go? This guy's going to go. Like the J.J. Watt thing kind of was getting to me a little bit, man. Where's he going to go? 4 or 5 Arizona. I don't know, man. I don't think it's overrated, though. Like you said, Mike, you can get quality players. Like we picked up in the past. We picked up Marvin Jones. We've got Nate Burleson in the past. So you do get quality players, but no, I don't really think it's overrated, man. But I think it might just be overblown a tad, just a tad. But it's still fun.
Go Lions says he agrees. Well, I appreciate you. How much beef could we get Devonta Smith to eat before the draft?
Jeez.
I don't know, man. I'm going to give him some advice. Okay, before you go to bed, eat some ice cream, some bananas, and during the day, have some ramen noodles, because apparently you can gain weight with ramen noodles. Anything to get some in there. Now, One Pride 40 says, fun fact, you could trade Flowers post June 1st. So just letting you know, I wonder how much the cap hit would be on that in a team. The issue is no team's going to take on his contract that I would see, because it's so bad.
Yeah, let me look that up, Mike. Let me look that up, man. How much pre June 1st?
Yeah, so go ahead and look that up, and I will get with the chat. Don't be shocked if the Pats move up. Yes, Pats could definitely move up. They got the 15th pick. The only time I would like to do business with the Patriots is moving back. Other than that, I don't want nothing to do with those Patriot players, Patriot way. No one's trading for that contract. That's what I kind of agree on there for sure. I'm sorry, Mike. Pre-June 1st trade, you would save $3.147 million. So you could save some money. You could actually save some money in 2021. You still got to pay him a dead cap of $16 million, though. I will trade him for a conditional 7th round pick just to get him off the contract off there. On the Warpath, folks, you see that guy here called On the Warpath. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. He's one of my favorite channels. He's part of ISN. It is on my channels in my featured list. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. I love it, man. This guy is hilarious. He's not a Lions fan, but he's absolutely hilarious, and it's a great channel. Lions may be moving up. Okay, yeah, we haven't talked about this.
Starting trouble, this guy.
Matthew Stafford. Do you see the Lions moving up in the draft, Mark?
No, I have. For who? A quarterback?
It'd have to be a quarterback or a Penei Sewell. Maybe that.
Or a Penei Sewell or Penei Sewell or a Slater if they really like him too. I don't see it. Not when you have only 6 picks, guys. I don't think Brad Holmes wants to do that right now. This could be done maybe next year when they got the 2 extra first. They got those extra first round picks. So coming up, but as of this year, no.
I don't believe they're going to move up. In my opinion, with that said, Brad Holmes has been aggressive in the future. He moved all the way up to get Jared Goff when he's part of the Rams. I just think with the 6 draft picks that we have, we're probably trying to accumulate more draft picks and not lose draft picks. We got 113 in the building with only 55 thumbs up. That's straight crazy. The way to get this video, this live stream out is you smash that like button. That's how you can support the channel, and that would be greatly appreciated. Do you think Flowers under new staff could play up to his value? He could. I hope so. God.
I don't know, man. He's a pretty consistent guy, man. It's like I don't know. Could he play?
If we got a competent player maybe on the opposite side of him that can demand some double teams, maybe that could help out.
Yeah, they'd be tough, man. He needs to stay healthy, for one. We need this guy to stay healthy. That's bottom line. How many games has he missed so far as a Lion? He's only been with us for 2 years, right?
2 years, and last year he was injured a lot.
He missed like 11 games or something, didn't he? 10 games?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he missed a few his first year too. So he just needs to stay on the field. That's it. Come on.
What happens if we trade back to 19 and take Patrick Surtain? Well,
Oh,
I know it would be a value pick, but my God, I just don't want to see another.
I might just do this. I might just say, I'm done. I don't know, man, if we do that, bro. We're going live on that one on that day, right, Mike?
What's that? Yes, we'll be live on that day. No doubt about it. It's going to be glorious. So make sure you're there for the NFL draft. And Travis Doyley dropping another super chat. He is on fire today. He says, we have one of the best offensive line coaches in the league. Whoever we draft or sign that O-line, it's going to play great, I believe. Yeah, I think that the offensive line, look, it was the most stable position I think we got on the team right now. I think it's going to continue to be stable. With that said, if they do draft an offensive lineman early in this draft, I think it's going to be a dominant offensive line. I think that would be insane. You know, you put a Penei Sewell. That's my dream. That's my dream player right now. If Penei Sewell fell to the Lions, take him, solidify that offensive line, and I think that this team could be killer. Mm-hmm. Who are the most obvious free agent options? Odds on Kenny Golladay being signed or trade? I give the odds of him being franchise tagged at about 90%. Extended, I would say about 20%. And trade, I'd say about, man, I couldn't give you, I don't know. Can I do an NA? Can I do an NA? What say you, Mark?
Well, I think the most obvious free agency options, I think one of them just happened with Tyrell Williams. I knew they were going to go get a wide receiver, just didn't know which one. So that was pretty obvious. Signing Kenny Golladay, like on a tag, I'd probably say, yeah, about 70%. Extending him, probably maybe 30%. And then trading him, I say that there's probably like a 2% chance of trading him. I think it's tough to really trade a wide receiver.
He says, do you think we have a fullback this year? You want to know why I say yes? Because Jason Kabinda was just put a transition tag on him, right? It just happened today.
Yeah, they just offered him a contract, yeah.
So Jason Kabinda was just, they put like some sort of transition tag. Same with our punter, Jack Fox, the GOAT, the greatest player on our team, the punter.
Yeah, they did another guy. Man. They did three guys. They did three guys today. It was Kabinda, Fox, and don't know who the other guy was.
Don't know who the other guy was. Was it I don't know. Someone have to tell me in the comment section.
Yeah, I forget.
Kyle Pitts at 15. I do not believe Kyle Pitts will be there at 15.
No, he won't be there. No way.
If he was there at 15, would you take him?
Oof. If he was there at 15, man, that would be very, very enticing. Wow, man. It just all depends what defensive player was there. It all depends, man. Wow, man. I don't know, man. I'm going to have to give you an NA on that one, I think, man, because I don't know what to say. I really don't know, man. It all depends what defensive player was there. Just depends.
What is this 40 time? That is what I would ask. Is it above a 4.5 or is it below 4.5? Let me know that, because my idea would not make him a tight end. My idea would be making him a wide receiver, because I feel like we shouldn't be getting another tight end high in this draft. Let's see. I'm kneecap biting pride. How much does Curtis Samuel weigh? I have no idea.
He's about 190, 200 pounds. I'm not sure why okay. Yeah.
If you think about it, last first round pick, Rams hat was Goff. Yep, they traded for him. Yep, Holmes might trade it away. Yeah, hey, he's been definitely a individual that's making crazy moves. So we don't know.
Yeah, him and Les Snead did some things over in LA for sure.
I still think we're not trading up just because we got 6 draft picks. Now, if we had 10 draft picks, that could be a different story. But we got 6, and you tend to want to have more. Let's see. PlayStation, folks. Just know we in a rebuild/retool mode, wherever you want to call it. We're doing big things this year. Let's face it. Let's just we don't have a good roster. I feel you, man.
I
think if we draft a receiver at 7, which I don't want, we should take Pitts. Okay. So if you had Chase, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Devonta David, and Kyle Pitts, out of those guys, who would you take?
I'd take Jamar Chase.
I would too.
Myself, I would take Jamar Chase, man. He's played the position. He's one of the best wide receivers in the draft, if not the best in the draft. Those LSU wide receivers are no joke, man. They're no joke. They're always good in the NFL. There's not too many wide receivers that come out of that LSU team that are not good. And I think he's the most NFL ready. Because with a guy like Pitts, man, you're going to have to sit there and you're going to have to hope and pray that he can play the wide receiver position. And I'm not saying he can't, but I'd rather get a guy that I know can play the position from jump, and that's Chase.
I want Lions to get Sewell as well. Yes. Let's see in the comment section who is better, Sewell, Penei Sewell, or Rashawn Slater. What do you guys think? Because that's the big question mark. I take Penei Sewell. That's just my personal opinion. I think Penei Sewell's a beast. I think he's a monster. I think he's the better prospect. But we will see what you guys think. What are the chances we commit to Goff long term? Depends how he does. If he can reinvigorate his career, I can see us extending him. If he is kind of I don't see us extending him. So it just depends what he does the next 2 years, Mark. What do you think about that?
Personally, Mike, man, I think he's on a 1 year like a prove-it deal because he's expendable next year. And if I don't think they're going to commit to him just yet. I know Brad Holmes has said he's our guy, here's that guy, blah, 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 this and that. But I think he's on a 1 year prove-it deal. There's going to be a lot of ways to gauge him, man. The way he plays, his attitude, the way he handles all this adversity. Because welcome to Detroit, Jared. You're not in LA no more, bro. You're not in LA no more, and let's see how you handle it. If he doesn't handle it well, I think he gets shipped out of town because he'll only be 27 at the time. He's, a team still might like him because of his age. So I think he's on a 1 year prove-it deal if he really wants to be here in Detroit. If he doesn't, I think he's gone.
He could definitely get traded to a manufacturer because he can lay down the pipe.
He loves the lay pipe.
The great thing about having all these gaping holes in the roster is the Lions could go in just about anywhere in this draft. Hey, when you're
love the name, Joey, 2 times. Love the name, brother.
Hey, no doubt about it, man. You could go anywhere in this draft. You can go, just go ahead and take a turnstile and just land on the position, and that's exactly what can happen right now for our team.
That's it. Just get one of those wheels. Just get one of those wheels and just spin them. What position? Bang, lands on there. Grab the best one available.
So now we got some Sewells in there. We got some Slaters in there. So fairly even. Not a lot of people talking about it. Man, if we trade it down and win all defense, I wouldn't be mad. Look, defense sucks, man.
Bro, well, where can we begin with this defense, man? Where can we begin with this defense, Mike? Pretty much the worst thing ever. The worst defense I've ever seen. As a Lions fan, this is the worst defense I've ever seen, and I've been around for 48 years. So
it's a long time you've been alive.
It's a long time, isn't it, buddy? Man, you'll be there one day, bro. You'll be there.
I don't know. I wasn't there like you when they invented the wheel, bro.
Yeah, man. I helped chisel that thing, bro. I helped chisel it.
Packers GOAT. Hey, welcome to the chat. I haven't seen you here more. It says, hi, Packers fan here. You guys signed Williams. Will he be your number 1 next year, or you guys don't re-sign Kenny Golladay? I don't know if it would be able to get a catch on Jair Alexander. I do believe, Packers fan, that the Lions are going to tag Kenny Golladay. I believe Tyrell Williams is going to be the number 2 for the Detroit Lions. It's a 4 to 6 year $4 to $6 million contract. That's not that big, and I really believe the Lions going to want to keep Kenny Golladay. So he will be the Marvin Jones Jr. of the Lions offensive wide receiver skill set. So if you're looking from a Packers perspective, he's not, I don't believe he's going to be the number 1 guy. He didn't even play last year.
No.
That's the one thing I'm worried about him is injury history. I hate injured players. He didn't play last year.
Yeah, no, he had that shoulder. Yeah, we can't count on him to be a number 1, Mike. There's no way he's going to be a number 1, man. We're going to get that number 1 wide receiver somehow.
Now, I was asked in the comment section, why did you hate the Trufant pick, but you liked the Williams pick? And I want to explain myself. First, Desmond Trufant was around $12 million a year for a 2-year contract. It's around $24 million. Okay, and the dead cap or the cap hit, it was much higher. I think it was much higher. This is $4 to $6 million 1-year deal. So if he fails, It's only $4 million that you're going to eat, and it's a 1-year deal. Cut bait. Marcus Willis, what is going on?
What's up, bro?
What if I told you our defense wasn't as bad as it seemed? It was the coaching. John Kapler, I would absolutely love that.
You have to convince me. You're going to have to convince me, Johnny.
You're going to have to convince me. Hey, subscribe to John Kapler. He's a Lions YouTuber as well.
Yeah.
He really liked my mock draft I did, and I appreciate it. What up, fellas? Xavier Collins, if we trade back, like Xavier Collins.
100% love him, man. Love him as a linebacker.
That's definitely better, Joey. Brandon Powell. Yeah, Brandon Powell. There we go. Who do you
Powell,
think will be a leader on defense?
Who do I think will be the leader on defense? Well, Jamie Collins, for one. Jamie Collins should be a leader on defense, and Trey Flowers. Those are the two guys that we have to look up to, and maybe in the secondary, it's kind of up in the air right now for me with that secondary. Don't really know who the leader, but the leaders on defense, I would say Jamie Collins and Trey Flowers for sure, just for starters.
Yeah, I think Trey Flowers, if they keep Danny Shelton, I think he could be a leader as well. He's a little more vocal. Collins for the linebacker position. What about Amani Owarye in the secondary? I think him taking another step. He's progressed really, really good. And to me, that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I forgot about him.
A lot of buildings to do still, but the defense can improve to a top 20 until how many games you think we can win. I think it can get to like a top 20, I think for sure. That's a big stride, though. I mean, you're going from 33, there's 32 teams, to the 20s. That's pretty big. It was pretty bad. How many games? To be honest with you, I think I know I'm a Lions fan, and people think I drink the Kool-Aid like crazy, but I'm gonna say around 5 wins until you prove me otherwise. I think 5 wins. What about you, Mark?
I'm at 3 to 5 wins this year. I'm still lobbying right around there. I don't think we're going to win too many games this year. But as for to go from 37 to top 20, to go from 37 to top 20, I think it'll be, the thing about the NFL is that it's a quick turnaround.
Yeah,
especially it can be. Good squads do that, but we haven't really proven that we're a good squad, man. We got some nice coaches to hopefully do that, but I think it's going to take a little bit, guys. It's going to take at least a couple years, in my opinion.
Folks, we got 67 likes. I think we can get to 100 because we got 120 in the building. If you've not hit that like button, that's how you can support this channel. It's free. You just hit like, and it brings the information out there. Packers Goat says, I'm a Packers fan, but I don't mind Lions. They're not annoying as Bears and Vikings fans. You want to know why we're not annoying? We have been humbled more times than I think any fan base on planet Earth. We don't like to brag because we've been beaten down.
Exactly. People mistake our enthusiasm for being like stuck up sometimes. It's weird. We're not bragging. We have no right to brag. We're just enthusiastic about our team because we get excited about the draft week 4. We get excited about the draft. We get excited about free agency because we just haven't been good in so long, man. And people mistake that for being like snobs. And sometimes I've noticed that, but I think we're pretty easy to get along with for most of the time. We fight amongst ourselves more, I think.
Yeah, we fight amongst ourselves more, and that's the Lions community. Go Lions says 7-8. Jay White says 8-8. Yes, Amani Owarye was a gift in the 5th round. Bob Quinn got wasted second-round picks on Tavai. No doubt about it, man. That was a great pick. I had us taking Amani Owarye in the 2nd round in my mock draft when that year was there. We got him in the 5th. That was amazing. Cheers, Mike and Mark. Well, cheers you, Jorge. If Zach Wilson is at 7, would you take him regardless? Probably, yeah. If Zach Wilson fell to 7, unless a team may want to offer the world, and I'd be looking at that world.
I think a team would offer the absolute world for what's it called, a Zach Wilson, and Brad Holmes is definitely going to be fielding those calls. Yeah,
for sure. If Zach Wilson fell to 7, I am looking to get filthy rich with draft picks. And if no one's there, look, Zach Wilson is probably the 2nd best cornerback in this draft. I think he's right behind when it comes to, right ahead of Justin Fields and Trey Lance. No particular order. Mac Jones. And
Who?
yeah, Mac Jones. Come on, awesome chatters, hit that like button for OPP. Yes, we are literally 23 away from 100. Stop the Rondale Moore. I don't know what's going on. They're having a conversation back and forth. Let's see. John Dorsey.
They're having a conversation about who weighs more.
Oh,
wide receivers. They're talking about wide receiver weight, man, because I think Devontae Smith rubbed some guys the wrong way.
Who's the skinniest man alive?
Devontae!
John Dorsey, to me, is a sleeper pick. I'm really high on the addition of John Dorsey. Look, John Dorsey, he helped get the quarterbacks called, you heard of Patrick Mahomes. He helped with that. He helped get the quarterback out of the Cleveland Browns.
Yep.
And, oh, man, didn't he help with Aaron Rodgers? Was it Aaron Rodgers, too? There's another predominant quarterback he helped with.
Yeah, he was in the Green Bay organization. Yes. I'm pretty sure
Aaron
he was
Rodgers.
there when they drafted him. Yeah.
Not 100% sure on quarterback, John Dorsey would probably have some fingerprints on that. So no doubt about it. I'm with you, Don Burr. A good observation. Xavier Collins surprise in the second. Let's see.
Yeah, he could drop to the second round, man. If he does, man, that's a guy I'd really take a look at, man. I like him a lot at linebacker.
What was your favorite play from the guy that wore the number 9 on the Lions? Mine was the fake spike over Dallas. I love that play.
Yeah,
I love that play.
That's a great play, man. That's absolutely. I was there. I was there.
You were there?
I was there for that game, bro. That Dallas game, man. It was absolutely amazing, man. You couldn't even hear yourself thinking. That's how loud it was, man, in there. It was nuts, man. That's a great play. The Cleveland Brown play is pretty good, too. When he shattered, when he broke his collarbone or whatever it was and came back and threw the touchdown to Pettigrew. That was a nice one, too.
That was a great play. Another play that you probably don't ever hear about, when he ran into the linebacker for the Tennessee Titans and he knocked him down. I thought that got me fired up. Oh,
yeah, that was on his contract year. I remember that, man. That was on his contract year. He was showing some heart there, man, a lot. Showed a lot of heart.
He showed heart. That former quarterback of the Detroit Lions, he showed some heart. But my quarterback now is Jared Goff. Van Noy isn't coming back. Suh is more likely to come back than Van Noy. Would you bring Suh? Would you bring him back to Detroit?
It's interesting with Suh, man. He really likes to talk up this city. He likes to talk up this city like he loved it here, man. Personally, I thought he was one of my favorite players, man, coming out of the draft that year. And I loved that he came here. But he always seemed like he never wanted to be here. He always seemed like he never wanted to be here. But it's a guy that I don't think he's ever coming back, personally, man. But he's a weird guy, man. He just seemed more like he's more about business than he is the game, I think. But I know I know he loves the game, but I don't know, man. I don't think I'd like to bring him back.
Folks, we've been on for nearly an hour and 15 minutes, and that's how long the show runs. Make sure you subscribe to Mark Orem from Orem's Forum. This guy is building something fantastic. His videos are awesome. We're trying to get him to 1,000 subscribers. He is in the chat. He's literally right there. Subscribe to his channel, and you can go under my channels, under featured channel, Mark Orem from Orem's Forum. Subscribe. Mark, what do you got to say while we end this show?
I'd like to say thanks a lot, Mike, man. It was great being on the OPP. Thanks to everybody in the chat, man. I'll be dropping some content probably either tomorrow or Saturday. Probably both days maybe. But the content's coming, guys. Thanks a lot.
Hey, and we just got a super chat and another super chat. Frog Crop, $10 says, guys, be honest, this seems way different with what is coming together in the D. We have a true leadership happening, and keep Coleman with these new guys. Look, I love what's taking place with the leadership, Frog. I appreciate you with that $10 super chat. Packers GOAT, make sure you come back on Thursday next week at 6:30 p.m. EST. We love having you in here. Yes, we're building something here, folks. We are building something here, and we got the foundation coming on. Check out the interview on Pat McAfee show with our head coach, Dan Campbell, yesterday. It was great. Yeah. You guys rock, and I dig the show. Thank you, Corey. I appreciate you. I dig you for being in here and being a fantastic subscriber. I truly do, man. I appreciate everybody. Megs W is in here. I appreciate you. You came in at right when we're closing down, but I see you in the comments section. I love all the time you do those nice comments, and I truly appreciate everybody. With that said, I will be having videos dropping tomorrow, so be ready. Hit that notification bell. With that said, folks, I'm going to leave you with the great words. Adios.